Palestinian authorities are continuing calls for a ceasefire to evacuate patients in Gaza as Israeli forces battle Hamas in the streets just outside Gaza's biggest hospital. The Israeli army has encircled Al-Shifa Hospital, the facility it says Hamas hides inside of and underneath. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly says she is extremely concerned about the situation as the United Nations warns its work to support Palestinian civilians will end before tomorrow due to a lack of fuel. Supporters of Israel rallying by the tens of thousands today at Washington's National Mall, denouncing antisemitism and voicing solidarity in the fight against Hamas.
Together we pray for the safe return of our hostages. Together we pray for the full recovery of the wounded.
The rally being held as fresh optimism surrounds the fate of hostages being held by Hamas militants.
And I've been talking with the people involved every single day. I believe it's going to happen, but I don't want to get into detail.
What's your message for the families?
Hang in there, we're coming.
Unfortunately, Hamas and Israel both confirming today that a 19-year-old soldier who was taken hostage has been killed, making her the first of the October 7th hostages confirmed to have died in captivity. Families of the hostages embarking on a 5-day march from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, demanding that the government do more to secure their release. The ongoing war impacting families here in Canada as well. Global Affairs is confirming that at least 7 Canadians were killed in the Hamas attack, and an 8th person with deep ties to Canada, who's not a citizen, has also died. One of those who were killed is Canadian Vivian Silver. The dual national was previously believed to have been taken hostage, but it's now been confirmed she died in last month's initial attack. Silver was a dominant figure in several groups that promoted peace between Israel and Palestinians. On the ground, scores of people connected to Canada are still hoping to escape the besieged Gaza Strip, where the United Nations says nowhere is safe. No Canadians were on the list of potential evacuees allowed to cross the tightly controlled Rafah border crossing into Egypt today.
All but one of the hospitals in Gaza City and northern Gaza are reportedly out of service as of yesterday, and that is due to lack of power, medical items, oxygen, food, and water, compounded by bombardments and fighting in the vicinities of those health centers.
The United Nations Humanitarian Office says only one hospital in the north is currently capable of treating patients. Fighting between Israel and Hamas has spilled into the streets surrounding Al-Shifa Hospital, leaving patients, newborns, and medics stranded with no electricity and dwindling supplies.
We only have 2 operating rooms and some ground floor wards. We are just overwhelmed, and the resources are doing really painful procedures with no anesthetic.
The UN also warning today that a lack of fuel in the Gaza Strip will likely mean their work to support Palestinian civilians will end before tomorrow. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly calling the situation not acceptable, writing in a statement that civilians must be protected and enough food, fuel, and water must get into Gaza so that the UN's life-saving work can continue. Today, the director of the Rantisi Children's Hospital in Gaza says the facility has been evacuated and is officially out of service. He says the hospital has been besieged by Israeli tanks with power, water, and oxygen all cut off. A Hamas official says 25 of Gaza's 35 hospitals are now out of use because of the war.